Hello everyone, the Inside Football channel is with you, and today we will continue our section about the future of top-notch clubs. The next guest, as you might have guessed, is Real Madrid, probably the club whose next season is the hardest to predict. The Merengues had very tough times. They seem to have fought for La Liga until the very end and were triumphant in 2 El Clásicos, but then team couldn't beat Atlético in the title race. They made it to the Champions League semi-finals, but didn't break Chelsea's resistance. They went through so many obstacles with Zinedine Zidane in charge, and in the end, he left. What will happen next season with this team? Should we expect fiery transfers from our good old Perez and awesome decisions from Ancelotti? Or is it going to be an inevitable fail on all possible fronts? Watch this video as we will tell and show everything you need to know. But firstly, be sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed yet, and give us a like. Done? Let's get started then. Let's begin with the analysis of the coaching candidacy. After all, the decision turned out to be very controversial. After the departure of Zinedine Zidane, the team was led by Carlo Ancelotti. It seems that this is a time-tested option. In 2014, Real Madrid under Ancelotti won the 10th Champions League Cup after a long stagnation at the European arena. But is Ancelotti in good shape to lead the team to the trophies again? Carlo's problems began back in Bayern Munich. At some point, rumors began to circulate that Carlo did not coach the team at all. All the work was done by his son, who helped him as an assistant. Whether it was true or not, however, the leadership of the Munich club has to sack the coach for the first time in ages right in the middle of the season due to the defeat to PSG in the Champions League. Since then, Carlo Ancelotti has worked for Napoli and Everton, which are not so strong teams. The coach did not achieve groundbreaking results with them. He was able to lead Napoli to second place in the Italian Championship, but the club seriously lagged behind Juve and did not participate in the real battle for the title. So, does Real Madrid need such a coach right now? A good question to think about. No denying, Carlo had a great past at the Real club, winning the Champions League in 2 seasons and having the highest win rate at the club among coaches in its history. Under him, Madrid won 75% of matches. But it seems that Carlo is no longer interested in the work of a coach that much. And in Real, there are always demands for high results, which now cannot be delivered with obsolete ideas. At the same time, Madrid had to spend some money to poach Ancelotti. The Italian's contract with Everton was valid until 2024, and Real had to pay compensation to the English club. According to Perez, Ancelotti is an all-time tested option that can make out something bearable from any situation. But will the pieces come together this time? The situation will be further complicated by the fact that Carlo Ancelotti has problems with the Spanish tax service. Since 2015, he has a debt of almost 1.5 million euros when he incorrectly declared his salary at Real Madrid. Immediately after Carlo's appointment to the Madrid club, the tax authorities issued a warrant to deduct these funds from his salary. Ancelotti will have a chance to win something with Real Madrid in the first season in case the management does a good job in the transfer market. But the matter is not so simple to cope with. Most likely, it was the main reason for Zinedine Zidane leaving the team. According to the president of Real, Florentino Perez, now the club has an excellent roster. That was said in a recent interview. Well, the club is always working to reach for the best players in the world, but it can be a problem now. We have a great team, and there are many young players to be appreciated. We already have that experience. Carvajal arrived at 18, Ramos at 19, Varane at 18, and Marcelo at 18. And they are one of the best in the history of the club. You have to attract young footballers, you have to take care of them, and you have to work with them. Florentino Perez noted. Looks like the almighty Florentino Perez has run out of money. Sure, Real also has debts, and the big ones. Because of it, Perez promoted the idea of the Super League this spring so actively. Real Madrid's total debt exceeds 900 million euros. 355 million of which is clear debt. The amount is rather large, don't you agree? Barca of course has more debts to pay, but these numbers can also be daunting. Moreover, Perez wants to conduct a stellar transfer, to invite Kylian MBAPPE or Erling Haaland. If there is enough money, then for one person only. And so far nothing is clear with these moves. A journalist who is working with a trusted source Cadena Ser, Jesus Gallego, has shared information on potential deals for the Madrid club in the next transfer window. And things are looking quite disappointing there. Real Madrid are not going to sign anyone this summer. They just had the hope of signing MBAPPE, and they already saw that it was impossible to pull off. He said, "The issue with MBAPPE is still hanging in the air. PSG is doing everything possible and impossible to leave Kylian in Paris. Even his brother Ethan, who trains at the PSG academy, was offered a contract." At the same time, there are constant reports that Kylian Mbappé refuses to renew the contract and even went on vacation, notifying the club that he wouldn't sign any agreement. Whom are we to believe? So God only knows if Mbappé decides to move to Real Madrid this summer. Still, for PSG the situation looks much better, and we have discussed that in one of the previous videos. What about Erling Haaland's transfer? According to various sources, Borussia Dortmund wants from 175 to 200 million euros for the Norwegian. The amount is huge, but not only Real wants Haaland and is ready to pay so much. The transfer option is being actively worked out in Chelsea from London. Dortmund really doesn't want to let Erling go this summer and will reject all buyers until the last minute of the transfer window in order to get the maximum amount of money. The AS newspaper wrote that the Galacticos may receive priority in the purchase of Haaland, but they will have to wait until 2022. Okay, so who is about to play in the next season? In short, the main priorities are the youth, Eden Hazard and Gareth Bale. Seriously? We suppose yes. According to Marca, Ancelotti was informed that the club was not going to spend much in the summer transfer window, and the Italian clearly understood the way things are. He's gonna work with what he has, in particular with the veteran of the club, Gareth Bale, who recently returned from loan to Tottenham. During his presentation, Carlo Ancelotti expressed almost complete support to Gareth. He didn't play that much in the Premier League, but he scored a lot. Gareth was very effective in the last matches when he got playing time. I know him well. If he is motivated, he can have a great season, no doubt, Ancelotti said. According to Ancelotti, the Norwegian midfielder Martin Ødegaard, who played for Arsenal on loan, will be a serious boost for Real Madrid. Finally, this guy has grown to perform in the Royal Club. He belonged to Real for 6 years, but still hasn't really played for this club, having constant loans. Also, the club will attempt to count on the Belgian Eden Hazard, but this option seems completely ridiculous. The midfielder, who was bought for 100 million, is simply dragged down by muscle injuries. Over the past season, he received 7 of them, of which 6 were connected with the muscles. In fact, Eden just lives in the infirmary. He spent the whole spring to normally recover and prepare for the European Championship. Yet he got into the squad, participated in a couple of games, and was injured once again. So, counting on Hazard is like shooting yourself in the foot. And what's with defense? The club parted with Sergio Ramos, not signing a new contract with him. Another central defender is in question, Rafael Varane, who can leave the club and has agreed on almost everything with Man United. The Austrian David Alaba, who can play both on the flank and in the center equally well, came to the club for free. But should the Merengues count on him only? Those whom Real counted on before, those who brought Real to coveted trophies, they are not youngsters they once were. Marcelo is 33, Benzema is 33, Kroos is 31, Modric is soon turning 36. At the same time, many players end their contracts either in a year or 2, so a Ramos-like situation with one of the legends may arise. Perez will need to be very careful to extend the players' contracts. Let's suggest the approximate squad of Real for the 2021-22 season. At the net, we have Thibaut Courtois. The center of defense will most likely form the Alaba-Eder pair. Mendy and Carvajal or Marcelo and Carvajal will play on the flanks. In the midfield, it will be possible to put up the 3 Kroos, Casemiro, Valverde, while Benzema and Vinicius or Rodrigo and Gareth Bale can be involved in the attacking line. How do you like that? Do you agree with this lineup? Write your opinion in the comments. Perhaps in the next season Real will succeed to win something, at least in Spain, as Barcelona has been in a mess since last season and it will be very difficult for Atlético securing their champion status. Well, it was Inside Football. We watch football from a different angle. Have a good one and see you in a bit.